Does your leaf blower sound like this? Well, then you're in luck, because today I'm going to be showing you the top 5 reasons why your leaf blower won't start. Now, with all carbureted equipment, the first thing that I suspect when a piece of machinery is not starting is a clogged carburetor. The carburetor's right there, and typically, if you leave it sitting with gas in it, which it was, then your carburetor's clogged, preventing fuel from going into your engine. So, let's take the carburetor off and see what that looks like. Now, on this Hitachi leaf blower, our carburetor is right here. So we need to take the air filter cover off and reveal that there are 2 Phillips bolts right there. So let's take those off. Your second bolt. And there's your carburetor. Alright, so here's our carburetor. While the carburetor is off, you do want to check your fuel lines, because if those are cracked, which they do crack over time, those will prevent fuel from going into your carburetor, and that would also cause a no start. So let's just take this cover off the bottom here and see if there's any debris in the carburetor. Okay, so this gasket looks good, so that shouldn't be our problem. And in here, this little diaphragm spring looks to be in good condition. So our carburetor is not the problem. And before we put this carburetor back together, we can check for reason 2, which would be cracked fuel lines. Those will prevent gasoline from going to the carburetor and ultimately preventing your leaf blower from starting. In this case, these look good. You can squish them with your fingers, so that's another way you can tell if they're good. So that is not our problem. Alright, so we've checked the carburetor and the fuel lines, and both look good. So the next thing that we'll test is we'll take out the spark plug and see how that looks. Alright, so there's our spark plug. Let's take it out and have a peek. Yep, that doesn't look too good. Alright, so here we have our old spark plug. It has a bit of carbon on it, which could sometimes prevent it from starting. So we'll be replacing it with this good Hipa brand spark plug. Right there. This one does not have any carbon on it, and I tested it and it does work. Also, there's not many ground points on this, but I did test the spark plug in the spark plug wire, and with the new spark plug it did get spark. So let's replace the spark plug. Alright, so we've got our new spark plug right here. Let's install it. First, you definitely want to install it by hand, because if you do it with a socket, then you could mess up your threads, and that is not good. So this spark plug is a 13/16 socket size, so a little bit of a tight fit with this one. But let's tighten it. You don't want to go too tight, just about snug. Alright. Can't get it out. There we go. Alright, so we replaced our spark plug, and let's see if it starts. Turn it to on. Still no start. And the last thing that you want to check if your leaf blower does not start, especially if it has been stored for a while, is the gas level. As you can see in there, there is no gas. So I assume that's probably the problem. So let's fill it up with gas and see if it starts. Alright, it's filled up with gas now. Let's try it out. Alright, let's try to start her up. And there you go. Well, there you have it. Now you can go blow off all those leaves on your property.